Dummy on. He's going to block after first attack, so we know if we got something real or not. And I've got to set the counter to mimic, you know, crush counter state. So I'm just going to kind of play with that and see what I can come up with. I like him a lot. So I kind of wanted to practice and see. Now, the presumption is we've got a couple of them. And that one, I want to say. Nope. Of course, there's that one. So it's looking like I kind of played with it a little bit already, and I don't think this one is going to get me anything workable. That one's too. I don't think I can link off of that. Yeah, like I'm pressing stuff after that should come out, and nothing's coming out. But this one, however, I can link after. So I'm going to see kind of what link. So that right there, obviously, that's just a downforward kick. And he's got 3 levels too. So like I'm going to start off with no presidential power, then move maybe to 1 level of presidential power, and then finally a 3rd level of presidential power. So I'm not very good with him right now. So my presumption is I'm going to need to know how to do this with no presidential power. All right. So this one puts him in the air. So we're going to have to juggle state him. So I'm going to start first with his, I guess his flip kick thing, since I'm able to do that one. That one looks pretty good. That's the light flip kick. The heavy one catches him on the down, and that was 152 and 300 stun, same as the light one. And let's see if the heavy one even hits. It hit close to the bottom. It's just a later hit, and it doesn't appear to be doing any extra damage or anything useful. So I mean, the light one seems to be the easiest one to go with here. You get that corner carry, but it does give you a lot of separation. Let me see how much the heavy one does. All right, you're much closer with the heavy one, so that might be the option to go with if you're trying to stay close. If you want to get them close to the corner, you know, that the light one gets them a good push. If you want them to stay closer to you, heavy one catches them right there, so you can walk up on them and maybe do some kind of medium setup. So it just depends on how you know how far you want them or where you want them on the screen. Let's see here. His I don't know the names of his moves yet, but this is his Dragon Punch with punching. So forward, down, forward, comes across as light, medium. So let's take a look and see how that's going to go with our crush counter option. And then the one I'm testing right now is just neutral heavy punch. Okay, so that hits. Got a good bit of carry. Same here. And let's try the heavy. Oh, never mind. Well, I'm still broadcasting, aren't I? Well, that's hilarious. Okay. Well, I'm going to go back in, and I guess I don't need to be online to broadcast, so I'm just going to go back into training. That's interesting. Sorry about that.
The grid. I am the world's best.
Oh yeah, and I'm using the V-Trigger 1 right now. Like, I'm sure there's probably going to be some kind of setup with the V-Trigger 2, but I'm not even going to fool with that until I can figure out how to do things properly. So he should be set the way I want him set, just to make sure. Okay. All right. So we're gonna go with the neutral heavy into these options and see which ones work. Okay, so that works. That one works. Okay, so the heavy one seems to whiff. Oops, wrong one. Yeah, The heavy one seems to whiff. Let's see if I can delay it. No. Okay. Alright, so the two options is looking like the light or medium. Okay, now let's try with his forward down forward punch. I'm sorry, kick. That's gonna go for a low. Okay, whiffs. Yeah. It's looking like all of these are probably gonna whiff.
So perfect.
It doesn't go under him though, so it stays in front. That's one thing to note. Oops. Yeah, it just pushes, no hit. Alright, so okay. Let's see here. I'm trying to think. Right. So what it looks like I might be able to do. Alright, if I'm trying to not use any meter, it's looking like maybe that's 176, 260. And that whiffs. Let's do the medium. 176, 260. Okay. Versus. Oops. 152, 300. Okay. So no meter. This one gets you more stun, but this one seems to be better on the damage. Now, if I add a little bit of meter to it, so I'm going to do one EX and see what I can pull off. Now, I think I might get some juggle on this one. Alright, so the kick is upped it to 184, 300. Let's see. Oops. Alright, that's 176. So, kind of inverted. So, if you do the EX, you get more stun with the kick than you do with the forward down forward punch. But there was a juggle state there. Let me see what I can do after that. The kick didn't leave a juggle state. So I can add an extra hit, 225 there. I bet you I might be able to get a kick after that, actually. Let's see. Again, wrong one. Alright, so. Okay, so the kick whipped. Okay. That was the light one. That's the quickest one I'm gonna have out. So I'm guessing the medium and heavy won't connect. So 225, 346 seems like a good 1 meter option. So looks like the no meter. That's the best option for damage. 1 meter is looking like it's going again with that option. Because I can juggle a little bit. Okay. Let's see here. If that's the case, then I could probably. Well, let me try 2 meters now. So I can't juggle after the kick one. So I think I'm going to stick with this. And I think after that I'm going to see what I can land. I'm thinking a kick might land. Yeah. Okay, so we got 291, 436. That's not bad on the crush counter. So, I guess it depends on how much you want to spend, at least for me, what I'm probably going to start doing for right now is just go with that route. For example, we get a whip sure you can. The presumption is get that crush counter. And depending on where I want the setup to be, if I want him close to me, I'll go heavy kick, and then I'll be close for the walk down. You see, I think that might be the way to go for right now, at least. Get that set set up so I can kind of take advantage of his command grab. I might be able to get some damage off that. So mix it up with something like that. Come up on him. Maybe a tick roll. Yeah. So meterless options. I'm thinking meterless, even though it's less damage. I'm thinking on crush counter, going into that heavy overhead kick because it's sets me up better. That's what I'm thinking. Now, if I want to spin some meter, I'm going to go actually with the down forward EX punch. Well, definitely not that one. That was useless. And then that gives me that juggle state, and I can, if I decide I want to spend more cash on it, I can. Now, I'm sure there's something to be said with that too. Let me see. Probably a corner setup for it. Oh, I pressed the two. I pressed the two kicks, not the. All right. Yeah. So I can get a little extra off of him there. That's 255, 406. It's better than 225. So corner setup, and I wonder from this. I don't think I can cancel that or anything. No, every time I try to cancel it to an EX kick, he just tries to do his speech. Let's see if I can cancel that into an EX. Anything. No. So it's going to read an EX input as a G cancel thingy to give him presidential power. Okay. Okay, so with no presidential power, it's looking like no meter from a crush counter state. Heavy overhead kick to have zone be where I want to be. If I want to spin a low meter, it'll be that option. And then I can, from that punch, I can do that kick if I want to spin the third or a second bar meter. Okay, let's see if that changes at one level of presidential power. So again, testing them all. 76,300. 76,300 further away. Okay, so the heavier one is not as delayed because of the two hits. You still get to walk up on them pretty quickly. Let's do the punch. Alright. So that one was a little bit more damage. Let's do the medium. Further away. And now he doesn't go under. Okay, so that's good. He doesn't actually go under. So one level of presidential power, all of them will hit. So it's not like the first level where one will actually whiff. Let's try. I still don't think it's going to work with the other one, but let's try. Yeah, he's under. Yeah, that's not going to work. So for these, the options look a little bit better, I guess. So I can get there. Yeah, I can get there. And then I can shimmy just in case. About. Oh, he's actually still kind of in the air there. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I feel like I might be able to get something with that, actually. Let's see here. No, the EX isn't hitting. Maybe it just won't let you hit again because he's definitely still in the air. I mean, so I could hit him with the fireball. His little fireball. Missed at that time, but it was possible. I wonder if I can hit him with the EX fireball. Let's see here. Well, I pressed it too fast that time, kind of mashed it, and got the G cancel thing. Let's reset to just one level of presidentialness. I know, I swear I just did it. Too early. Oh, that's right. Yeah, it's looking like the light one works the best maybe for that. Let me see. Yeah, and I don't think the EX one is quick enough, or maybe it just doesn't come out the way I want it. Yeah, alright, so you can extend that, I guess, with just the light. So on one level of presidential power, we got a little juggly thing here. Didn't come out. Alright, let's try it. There we go. And that's 204 and 353. Okay. Now let's try. Yeah, so it's looking like with one presidential power, I don't think I can juggle from here. Maybe I can. Hold on, baby. Yeah, okay, I can juggle. So I can get this, I can get that on the bottom there. So that, I wonder, does that work without one presidential power? Probably. Well, it's not coming out. Hold on. I can't seem to get it to cancel. Spam it. Spam it. No? Okay. Alright, so that, yeah, so that's not possible without at least one level of presidential power. But with one level of presidential power, you actually can link that, or not link it, but alright, now okay. I did it a second ago. I'm not perfect. I'm not a pro. So I think, I just did it. I just can't reproduce the results, evidently. Hold on, buddy. It's a timing issue. Or maybe I'm not doing it long enough. Let me do the heavy one, maybe. That's not going to work. No, that's too slow. It's going to have to be the light. Was I in the corner, maybe? No, I wasn't in the corner. Or was it EX? No, that definitely connected. So, with the one level of presidential power, the options obviously increase a little bit. There's a little bit more juggle on all of them. Wrong one. So that's probably the less optimal one. It's looking like one level presidential power. This might actually be. I know I made it land. There it was. It's the medium. Okay, so that's looking like that's going to be the best option with no meter. With 1 level presidential power is standing heavy into light. Whatever that's called, into the medium version of the one that's on the ground. Alright, let's try it. Yeah, no meter. So my guess is, I mean, at those points you just add meter and you're still gonna get something good. So yeah, or you could add meter at the front part, I imagine. Let's try it. Oh yeah, Super Tuesday. All right, so yeah, so definitely can add meter and do all that fun stuff. Okay, so it's looking like that's going to be your go-to. So meterless is going to be the first level presidential power on crush counter. It's going to be right there. That's going to be the go-to. Okay, at least for me. All right, and I'm pretty certain his third level of presidential power, you just get access to this. It's EX versions of all of them, so you can just do all the funky stuff that you wouldn't, you know, want. I mean, the juggles are all there. They're all going to be there. Oh yeah, yeah. That essentially that's the 2 meter burn option. That's what you're going to get if you burn those as meters. I mean, as EXs. So yeah. So I think from this point it's just going to be whatever's fun to do. But it's all going to be bouncy. So let's see. Yeah, I won't be able to make that connection there because he gets too many hits in. Yeah, so again, the best option is still looking like pretending that you're using meter and just doing the yeah, doing that one. Alright, well I think I know where I stand now. That was me kind of trying to figure things out, at least for the crush counter state. This one doesn't seem useful to me. I'm sure there's a use for it, but I can't counter, I mean not counter, I can't cancel anything that I know of. I mean, I can try to spam out a super maybe. Yeah, I mean that works, but that's not how I'm gonna want to use the super. Maybe enough time to like get a dash up grab. So it might be a good lead into maybe a command grab. Well, you saw the potential there. So that might be the benefit for that, for the one where it spins him on the ground. But I think I'm going to go with the standing neutral heavy punch. All right, well, that's my practice, and I think I know where I'm going to go now, and I hope that helps you.